All right, ladies and gentlemen, today your objective will be to analyze the setting affects, you will analyze how the setting affects the character by determining its influence on the character's actions, choices, and how it advances the plot through the character. There should not be a period right there. You are going to analyze the elements of a story and their interaction with each other. And the two that we're going to focus on today are going to be setting and characters. How does the setting affect the character? As I said over here again, setting affects the character and how it influences things, how it impacts it, all those different things on the character. Our vocabulary that we're going to want to make sure that we know today is we're going to want to make sure that we know plot, setting, character, dialogue, and conflict. All right, you should have a basic idea of all these, but in case you're wondering, we've got plot. Plot is a series of events fix this real quick. Okay. So again, we have plot, setting, character, dialogue, conflict. Plot is a series of related events. That's very important that you make sure that you say related events that unfold the story. Setting is the time and location, or basically where the story takes place, when and where. Character is person or animal. It's part of the story. Dialogue is the conversations, the discussions, the talking between characters. And the conflict, again, is our main problem, our struggle. So we've got to make sure that we understand all those things as we go through this. So make sure you make some flashcards. So we're going to take a moment, create your flashcards, and then come show me them for those 5 things. Hopefully nothing erased, but I had some problems there. So you notice that my stuff's all bottled up. Hopefully everything was on there. We'll see. I'll replay it later to find out. But in the meantime, what we need to do is we need to take our setting, when and where something takes place, and we need to see how is it causing the character to act. All right, and when we talk about acting, it's going to impact decisions as well as actions. It leads to the actions. So how is that character's decisions and actions influenced by the setting? And there's a lot of different ways in which we can look at this. Okay, so let's think about setting. Right? What happens if we're, in the jungle? And keep that in mind. So the person's in the jungle. He's, crouching, walking quietly. Right? Why might he be doing that thing? So when we talk about setting, it really makes us go, why? Why is the person crouching? Why is he walking quietly? Well, if you know anything about the jungle, it's dangerous. A lot of wild animals that could kill you, so he's trying to be safe. He's trying to be careful. So again, how does a setting make somebody do something differently? Let's say you're out in the middle of a lightning storm. Well, that was terrible. What are some of the things that might happen with the character? What could the character possibly be doing? Well, obviously he's going to look for shelter. And then we also have to understand about the character's background. What if that character had a friend who got electrocuted or killed by lightning? Is that going to change how the actions? Yeah, now he might become more distraught. He might not think. Right? He might act foolish. He might overreact in ways. He might be running around in circles screaming like a big crazy person. Who knows? But all we know is that the lightning storm is causing those actions. And the fact that he had somebody killed is causing his emotional state. So one of the things that setting will help us understand is motive. Why are they doing what they're doing? Well, it goes back to the situation where they're at. So here's an example of what you're going to be doing. You're going to be getting a setting and a character. So in this one, you have a setting that it's a crowded grocery store. Now, we've all probably been there, right? And that means it's going to take a while. The character, well, they're in a hurry to get home to their family during Thanksgiving. So what might occur in this situation? And this will help us understand why does the character react the way they do. Maybe the character gets crazy and upset and yells at the checker because they're going slow. Well, we know why they yelled, because they're in a hurry to get home. Does that make it okay? No. Or maybe he cuts in line. There's a lot of different things that that character can do, and it's all caused because of the situation that he's in, the setting. That doesn't make things right. Because let's say he cuts in line, it takes you on a whole another trail, right? Maybe that's what started the whole thing, and then he ends up getting arrested, or maybe he tries to run off with the food, steal it. Who knows? But what you've got to understand is that the setting, because it was crowded, that tells you that he's not going to get out of there quickly. So that will help with his irrational behaviors, his irrational decision making. So looking at your Common Core Blue Book, you're going to be using those pages to help you understand it, and it'll be set up in a certain way. I will show you. So your Blue Book will be set up something like this. It's going to have 3 boxes. And one is going to be for the setting. This is where is it taking place, and be very descriptive. That's why we always tell you when you're writing is use descriptive sensory details, because it will help you better understand what's going on. Your character, what is it that's going on with your character? What kind of person are they? Make sure that you don't just put Billy. You know, like the one we had yesterday. No, Billy was evil, he was mean, he was, you know, spiteful, hateful, whatever it is, but you need to make sure that you clearly define the character. So here I want to define the character. What is it that they're after? And not only do I do that, but I probably also will define the conflict that they're in. Okay? The setting, I want to be as descriptive as possible. I want to explain it as best I can. And then last but not least, you're going to say reactions. What do the characters do? Not that the setting is causally there, but just what did they do? So like when I was talking about the grocery store, right, I would have put crowded store. This one here, I would have put in a hurry. And that's why he cut. He cut in line. That was the reaction. Then after he got moved to the back line, he decided he would just steal the cranberries. Right? So those are the actions. Cut in line and he steals cranberries. Now we go back and we say, okay, well, how was it that setting affected this? Well, setting, because he knew he was going to take a long time and he was in a hurry, he decided to try to take shortcuts. Right? He tried to get around. He was trying to do something quick, and he shouldn't have done that. So understanding those will help you make this out. Again, here I'm not writing why, I'm just writing what. So this is what they did. The why will come later as we break it down and we discuss it as a group, so be ready to discuss. Good job, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and read the story that I gave you and fill this out. And make sure that we're always filling these out anytime we do stories. We're going to be very detail-oriented from this point on. Good job.